This will be Friday, October 3rd. We're going to learn about being idioms. Mr. Brovicast, I'm already an idiom. Shh. It's okay. Coming up for next week, Monday, you have the 9 weeks assessment. Read those stories and apply them so you don't die. And you have a reading log due Monday. You can apply the reading of the stories to the reading log because it's reading. It's like two things at once. And if you're still working on your book report, you can do the same thing there. And, let's see, Tuesday you have homework due, Wednesday you have a book report due, Thursday is when this Don't Be an Idiom homework comes due that we're going to try and fly through here, trying to help you guys out as quickly as we can. Let's see, clicky click. Alright, idioms. I wanted to do this with you guys yesterday, but that's when the technology wasn't working and the screen didn't do it, so that's why I had to be creative. Bumble, do you have a question?
Yeah.
What's up?
Are you going to check our homework today?
The homework that's due next week? Next week, when I go back, it's due Tuesday. So when I travel through time? Yes. An idiom is going to be a phrase that has two meanings to it. You don't have to write this part down. I'll tell you in a moment. You're going to write down the part in yellow and then the part down here. That's the part that you're going to want. You don't have to draw the big X if you don't. You'll want to just know these definitions. It's a phrase that has two definitions to it. As in, you are driving me up a wall. If I were to say that to you, what does it mean? If I say, your behavior is driving me up a wall, what am I trying to say? Shannon?
That they're driving me crazy.
Yeah, that you're driving me crazy. That's what we call the figurative definition of it. But there's also a literal definition, where if you don't know English and you are new to the English language, that phrase does not make much sense to you. You would be wondering, Mr. Brovicast, why are you in a car going up a vertical surface? Because that has two definitions. So the figurative meaning is the common definition. And this is the information you're going to want to know. Where it says figurative means the common definition. And Mr. Brovicast, this information is already on my idiom sheet? It is. So if you don't see it up here, you can always look on the idiom sheet. The reason you're writing it in your notebook is that you're going to be giving me that idiom sheet for an assignment. And when it comes time for the quiz, you're not going to have it written anywhere, and that's when the tears come. So whereas you're writing this in your notebook, so you have a place to reference it. For this one, you are driving me up a wall. Your common definition is, you're making me go insane. So if I say you're driving me up a wall, it just means that you're making me go nuts, insane, loopy-loopy. The literal means the word for word. I put funny definition because normally when we try to do the literal definition, it's going to make you get all giggly because we have to try and be creative and it makes it sound all weird. But for people who are new to English, then this is where it's going to be confusing. So as in, if I were to say, you are driving me up a wall, what would that mean literally? Well, you can't just be a globetrotter and say, Mr. Brovicast, that means literally driving up a wall. That's wussy globetrotter work. I'll come over and smack you hard enough to knock the teeth out of your head. So what you have to do is you can't use the word literally, and then you can't reuse any of the verbs or nouns. So you can't use driving or wall. So to be creative, I said, I'm in a wheeled vehicle moving up a vertical surface. And that would be the literal definition word for word. Simple as that. So we're going to try another one. Boop.
No.
Like I said, it's on the handout I gave you. You can just convert it from there. Yeah. So another one. If I say it is raining cats and dogs, for those of you who got a chance to be outside this morning, you saw the demonstration of it raining cats and dogs. Well, step one, what are the two definitions? As in, one starts with an F, one starts with an L. What are the two words of the two definitions? Addie?
Figurative meaning and the literal.
Nicely done, Addie. The figurative and the literal. Maya, what does figurative mean?
Figurative is a common definition.
Nicely done. I said she was good. It's the common definition, the one that we know it to mean. Well, if someone says it's raining cats and dogs outside, what does that tell us, Grumpy?
It tells us that it's raining really hard.
Nicely done. Now the trick is you can't use the word raining. Don't let me come over there and slap you. So what would you say instead? Yeah. Here's where they start getting tough, is because you have to actually use your imagination to think of new words. Like, Mr. Brovicast, there's no other word for rain. There is. You just have to be creative. We'll come back to you. Eugene?
The sky's crying really badly.
Works for me. The sky is crying really badly. That would be creative. I put, large drops of water are falling from the sky. Mr. Brovicast, that means the same thing. Good job. Rain is large drops of water. And so it's falling from the sky. What does literal mean? If I want you to give me the literal one. Bumble?
A
cats and dogs are
Well, hang on,
falling.
first, what's the definition? What does it mean?
The word for word definition of the phrase.
Nicely done. The word for word. Now when you define it, you can't use the word cat, dog, or rain.
Big animals are falling.
Like elephants and tigers?
People that use, no, furry things that people use for their needs are falling from the sky.
That was just disturbing enough to keep. Alright. I went for felines and canines are dropping from the air. You probably could have said like, grown kittens and puppies are falling from the sky. Or furry animals that people use for their needs. Which I don't even want to know what you need them for. But no, you were fine. It was entertaining. So that's what I'm looking for you to be able to do as you go through. Idioms. They only work if people have heard of them before. You can't just come up with your own idiom. Be like, Mr. Brovicast, your shoes are trees, yo. What? That's an idiom? No, it's not. That's you being insane. An idiom has to be one that everyone understands. So I like, hey man, those shoes are tight, yo. Do you know what that means?
Cool.
Oh. Now see, what Brendan just did was define it with another idiom. Yeah, it means they're cool. Really? They're chilly? Like you have like air conditioner? It's another idiom. No man, they're hot. Oh, if I take it off, you're gonna start sweating. No! And so you realize you use idioms all the time. And so that's what you have to start realizing is the two different definitions of them. I use idioms in class. Like when I say, hey, you're sitting over here because you're a slow kid. I have no idea how fast you can run the 40-meter dash. That's not what I'm referring to at all. And as some of the grades represent, oftentimes sitting over here has nothing to do with how smart you are as far as grade-wise. But it does have a connection in a way. So first off, when I say you are a slow kid, Neo, what are the two definitions? One starts with an F, one starts with an L. Nicely done. We have figurative and literal. What does figurative mean, Scally?
The common definition.
Nicely done. What is the common definition? If I call you a slow kid, what am I trying to say? Dixon? I'm still calling on you. I have faith in you.
You're not very smart.
Nicely done. Not only smart, because Algali's smart. He has good grades for me. It has nothing to do with your smart classroom. We're smart grade-wise. Bumble.
He is too dumb to realize when to stop talking.
That would work. You have serious issues that affect your ability to learn in class. So when I say slow kid, it's your ability to pick up on social cues, like not talking and being able to follow directions. You can stare at him while one kid is turning around trying to get down to one point. You show him who's right by giving that attention again. And then the literal definition. When I say, what does literal mean? Haley J? What's the literal definition mean? Did you write?
The word for word.
You did. Nicely done, Haley J. The word-for-word definition, the funny one. Now, when I say what's the literal one, you can't use the word slow or kid. But if I call someone a slow kid, what would be the literal definition? Becker?
The literal definition would be a student is the same speed as a turtle.
Works for me. I put, when you move, you are not fast. Glaciers pass you on the road. It's the same idea.
Oh,
I have couch potato, it's the same thing. We'll have to run. Alright. Your handout looks like this. Here's what you're going to be doing for the homework. You are going to be picking an idiom that exists. I have a list on my website. You can all do this magical thing called going to Google and typing in idioms, and there's thousands of them out there. Like this one says, I am in a pickle. So then, after you come up with your idiom, you're going to tell me the figurative definition, I'm in trouble, and then the literal, they put, I'm stuck in a salty soaked cucumber. Then you have to draw a picture of both ones. That's a picture of someone in trouble, because they set their weirdly colored house on fire. And that's a picture of someone that's inside a salty soaked cucumber. You have to fill the entire box with your picture. There's directions in the top left-hand corner where it says all writing is in pen. You can do the pictures in marker or crayons, color pencil, I don't care about that. But then you have the color and stuff like that. That's what I'm looking for you to be able to do. So the other one says, don't let the cat out of the bag. So the figurative would be, don't tell the secret. So there he's telling a secret about me being evil. And then over here is there's a cat, and they have a bag on it. And so that's when they put, Don't let the feline escape from the sack.
That's a good one.
That's what I'm looking for you to be able to do. Your drawings don't have to be that good. All I'm looking for you to do is fill the entire box. If you use stick figures, put clothes on them. I don't want naked people because it's creepy. So just put little boxy clothes on them and then we're fine. So just find a way to fill the box. On that one they said it cost me an arm and a leg. So there she's paying with an arm and a leg. This was the same thing. I paid with a calf and a forearm. Being caught red-handed, so it's the same thing. These I just chose because they were good art. Your art doesn't have to be good because I'm not good. I'm just looking for you to be able to fill the box with your horrible art. So no matter how bad your art is, you just fill the entire box with it. All work done on the handout. Follow directions in the top corner. Writing is in pen. Due next Thursday.
Wait, orange and pink.
No, all writing is in pen. As in you're writing in on there, you have to write stuff. It's like a pencil, but different. To give you an example, these are different idioms. These are not all the idioms. These are just some of the idioms. But I wanted to give you an idea. If you have other ones you're not sure about, you're welcome to ask me. But I figure at least this would get you started. And I have a list on my website that you can go to there also. You may not use any idiom we've already done. So you can't do raining cats and dogs, and you can't do driving me up a wall. You also cannot create your own idiom. You can't put down, it's raining monkeys and giraffes. That's not an idiom. That's you being insane. So it has to be an idiom is one that everyone knows. It's that common phrase. And if you're not sure, then you can come ask me and try to help me out, and we can go from there. Let's see. I think the bell's going to ring in just a moment. We're going to find out. Unless they change the time on me. Look at that, I was dead on. Dude, don't come up here, I'm going to slap you down.